Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Melon Sugar Podcast, your favorite podcast now, as the trend says, on Apple Podcasts. And we'd like to very big thank you to our listeners all over the world for just tuning in, listening to our show whilst we were away for some time now. So today we are back. We are back to just come and tell you guys whatever is on our mind. So as always, I'm Ked O. You can just say Ked, and I'm here with.
Delali.
And as always, you can just stream, just play, download our podcast, whatever episode. You can just pass a comment if you're on Spotify, or you can just leave a review if you're on Apple Podcasts or anywhere. So, but Dalali, how has it been for you? Like, what were you up to when we went for, let me say, hiatus? Let's say it like that.
Hmm. What have I been up to? Uh, So I don't know. I haven't really been up to much actually. I I
Mm-hmm.
think my life has been very quiet. My life my life has been very quiet, extremely quiet. I think too quiet for my liking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I well, okay. So in personal time, so when it comes to like my personal life, I haven't really been up to much. Like I haven't really done nothing extraordinary. But then work-wise, I have been working like I've been working really hard lately. I think I've been working like I think the whole year has for me been just about work. So yeah, basically I wake up in the morning. Sometimes I leave the home before 6. I get back sometimes around 11, 10, 9. The latest I have come back from work this month has been I think 6. No, even I think that it was past 6 actually. I got home around 7. Aside that, it has been work. And
Mm-hmm.
that's just it. And I'm enjoying it. I won't even lie. I'm enjoying. I'm loving it.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause when there isn't much to do, what else can you really do aside work?
Oh yeah, true. For me, I would say it's been work and school. So I think when I was about to write my end of term, I had to just leave social media because it became very scary because one of our lecturers was like he wasn't bringing anything from any past questions or anything. He just setting a new questions and how some of the questions were. It was very tricky. So I think our last paper was when across board you could see from everyone's face that that the lecturer has just mafiaed everyone. So it was very, very crazy. It was very, very down. So because for me, it took some time, like a day for me to get back to myself. And I was like, okay, it's just an exam saying anything can just happen. So let's just wait for the results or whatever. But I just sound good. Like everything has been well for like, let me say the past 3 weeks or 2 weeks. Everything has been well. Yeah. And it's like I've been to some parties yesterday. Yesterday, I went to one party and it was like hell of a fire. I don't know if I was in the Lions Den or I was in the Satan's Creek or maybe I went to heaven, then I directly went to hell. Because it was, I think, seriously, how people enjoy themselves in Africa, let me say in Ghana, Accra in particular, Lali, you'll be short of words. I was so shocked. Yesterday, we went to an
Listen,
apartment. Yesterday, I went to a wedding. So after the wedding, my friend was like, okay, let's go to his apartment because it's one of his friends to be doing a party. Do you know if it wasn't for the rain yesterday and how I was able, let me say, for me, I'm able to control myself. I would have just maybe cause a scene. Because with the devil advocacy that people were doing and a whole lot of stuff, it's it was like a full blown orgy at some point. So I had to just sit
hey,
there and watch because I couldn't because it was rainy yesterday very heavily. So I had to just sit there and sometimes take a peek and I'll just go to the balcony. And it was like I think yesterday was like it was nice, but I didn't like it. And I didn't and for me, I was like, what has gotten to people that they are not very, let me say, some are not, let me say, protective over their nakedness. They are free to do whatever they want. So I was like, then maybe maybe people's, let me say, perception about stuff have really changed. But for me, I can't. No, 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 seriously. I can't let anyone see my nick except maybe when I get married. That's when you are allowed to see it. But for that, no, 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 no. No. It was very scary. It was very crazy. And you could just see with the drugs, with the weed, the marijuana, and the alcohol was just everything. So I think I was the only sober person. And plus me and a girl, we were just randomly like just talking about stuffs while other thing was thing was happening like some few meters close by. It was very, very crazy. It was very, very crazy. Very, very crazy.
So, on the topic of indecency and um, the indiscretion of some people when it comes to their nakedness and other lifestyle, I think, come on, it has been coming. You get it, and
Mm,
it's really not surprising. You get it. So some of these things they didn't begin now. They didn't start now. Even though they took time, but then there was a build up to it. You get it. And now there are a lot of things that people see to be really normal. That in the past, in the past, you sit there and go like, "Yay, what is this?" Like you get it.
mm,
So recently, I did a job. I did a job at Laboni in one of the houses in Laboni. They were doing renovation, so it was my team and some other team, the electricians, and then some other people. I was so shocked that even though like we were around, the other people, the other guys who were working were like literally smoking marijuana. And for people, for someone like me who I don't really like the sense of it. It was very disturbing, and I was wondering, like, cause go in the past people or anyone would be shy to smoke in the midst of other in the midst of everyone, like openly. You get it. So it was very surprising for me, and for me at that point it was a shock. Of course, I was like, yo, like, you are working, you don't even know if we smoke or not. You comfortably smoking in the midst of everyone, causing inconvenience to people who don't smoke. Like, yo, it
yeah.
was bad. It was really bad. It was really bad.
It's very crazy. It's very crazy. So with our hula values saying things about that, let's go straight to topics. So what's some of the topics that have been trending on Twitter? For me, I'll say the number one is the Nigerian chef who just broke the
Yeah.
record for 100 hours cooking. She was, for me, she's very great at it. Let me say, she's very great, but the Nigerians were complaining about why Guinness World Record is not actually acknowledged. And you can see from later what they brought out the statement. And let me say, when you go and read on their website, you sometimes ask why didn't she do due diligence or something. But I think the other lady was like the the current record holder was like it took like 2 months for her to be acknowledged that she's the world record holder. So yeah, she did well. She did well.
I think she did. Listen, if saying she did well is a statement. I think she did extremely well. She was exceptional. 'Cause at a point in time, I was actually scared for her. At a point, I felt she couldn't
Yeah.
see through it. I felt she would probably get tired and then, just give up. So for her breaking the record, initially she wanted to do, I think, 96 hours or so, and then later she extended it to 100. Listen, I think she was amazing. She was amazing. She was exceptional, extremely exceptional. And it goes to tell that if you put your mind to something and you have the will, listen, nothing can stop you. And then also, I think one other thing people have not really seen or taken a close look at is the fact that the support from Nigerians as a whole,
Nigerians,
those who
yeah,
came through,
they did very well.
yeah, those who
It
came
was
through to
marvelous,
give her.
amazing to see.
I think that was actually one of the things that kept her going. I think that was one of the
Mm,
things that really kept her going because the morale alone was just enough,
it was very high.
to boost her. Uh, yeah, the morale was very high. The morale was very high. And Nigerians are actually very good at these things. They are very good at supporting their own. You
Mm,
get it? And thumbs up to her. We are just waiting for we're waiting for the Guinness Book of Records to properly acknowledge her and also update their records.
yes,
We
they
don't we
have
don't want
to.
to hear any stories.
Mm,
We we don't want to hear any stories. We have done it and that is it. And there's nothing they
mm,
will say that we will accept.
they have to. So let's backtrack to our last episode. You see, guys, I was telling the lady that whatever happens, the lady will get something. So I was on Twitter and I was just scrolling and I saw I saw an headline like saying what's the name? Ashraf Hakim, like he has agreed to like give her ex-wife
Mm.
like $2 million for compensation. So for me, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, the lady has gotten something. And it just brought me back to what the lady said that for them, they don't want the lady to get anything. So to you, now she's getting something. And I'm sure when the case is done, everything, she'll get more. Cause I think um the guy's lawyer actually advised him to bring forward the compensation so that maybe the judge will know that okay, with whatever he's also trying to put in something. Yeah, so you see, let me hear what you have to say.
Okay, so okay, for me, the
Mm,
reason I didn't want her to get anything was one of the fact that I think she was being greedy. She was being listen, not even greedy. She was being too greedy. You get it,
mm,
and disingenuous. Cause listen, you one you it wasn't as if when you met him, he was nothing. He was already playing for Real Madrid. You get it? He was in the Real Madrid Casilla. And we know what
mm.
it takes to actually, play in Real Madrid. So when
Oh
she met
yes, we
him,
know.
he was already on his path. So he was already on his path to greatness. You get it? So
Mm,
for her to demand half of his wealth, like who born you? You get
mm.
it?
But she's the
So
wife.
of course, listen. If not for anything, she had born. Listen, forget the fact that she's the wife or whatever. Even not for anything, she had born him a child. You get it? That alone is enough. You get it? For me, I didn't want to get it because I was being too greedy. And for me, and for that's how I am. Listen, if I want to extend if I want to extend some goodwill, if I want to extend a goodwill to someone, I want to be good to someone, and I realize the person is trying to be greedy. That's it. I'll take my kindness, everything I'm bringing to you away because you can't tell me what to give you. You get it? If,
Mm,
if Hakim, out of his own will and his goodness, wants to give her something, I think listen, it's not a bad idea. It's good. At least for the mother of your child, it's just fair. You treat her well. You get it. So that's really it's not really bad. It's not what it's not bad. People do it every time. You get it. My point is these women, and listen, it's something that most of these women actually marry. so they can divorce the men and take percentage of their wealth. You get it? And it's really bad. It's something that I think it's something I think needs to be checked. If the laws have to be amended to, in a certain way, then it should. Because at the end of the day, what they are doing now is they are preventing. They're not really inspiring or motivating young men to marry, and not just young men, people who have actually made money, who actually like toiled and made money, not to marry. Because at the end of the day, if I marry and you can even take half of my assets and my wealth, really, there was a point in me getting married. You get it?
Yeah.
So there was a story trending.
Yes.
So I think it started yesterday about a woman who says she's no longer interested in the husband and wants a divorce and whatnot. Apparently, apparently the lady was in Nigeria. The man is a Nigerian. The man took care of the lady through school, got married to her, brought the lady to the UK to further her education. Now the lady has started working and thinks she's no longer attracted to the man. You get it? So with the way the laws are built, this lady can leave the man and even get possession and some possession of the man's wealth. You look at
Yeah.
these things and you realize it's really not fair when you look at it properly, because it's really not fair.
So
Basically, these things, I think, listen, in our part of the world, we are lucky.
we are
Because
not
we are
lucky,
very lucky. Our
because
laws
if
are
you
not
look
really
at the law,
structured in this.
because there was this one trending topic of this fighter Israel Adesanya. He's a Nigerian. Of his girlfriend,
Yeah.
of his girlfriend. After they break up, the girlfriend wants his property. Why? Because he's been with the guy for
Yes.
so long. Do you know that if it was in Ghana and the girl took it to court, they would have maybe the girl would have gotten something. Do you know that?
Yes.
So
Because I know there's a law, there's actually a law on that.
yeah,
There's a law that states that if you've been with a certain woman for a certain number of years, if you end up splitting or breaking up, she can actually sue you and you'd have to compensate her.
yeah,
That's what I keep saying. That listen, these things, these things are listen. You can look at it from two angles. You get it. You can look at it from the perspective that yes, some women actually toy with some of these men, and in future are not really treated from that angle. Of course, the woman deserves something. She deserves half of whatever the man has accumulated. And then there are these women who also come in after the men have already made their wealth.
yeah,
Such women really, when you think about it, they're just being greedy and selfish. You get it? So yeah, you can look at it from two angles. And whichever way you look at it, you depending on the context of it and depending on the context of it, you realize that sometimes the women are just being greedy.
So I think one of the trending topics for yesterday, I don't know if it's on your feed, but it's about Fantana and about the new season of Young, Rich, and African. Young, Famous, and African.
Famous.
And you see, when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, let's see what our very own sister Ghanaian sister will bring along. And for me, she didn't disappoint because I watched it on Friday. And for her, I think for the higher side was when she was able to she was able to just keep Zari below, because that girl for the first season, she's been like, she can't get over her man. She can't get over her baby father. So I think for Fantana coming in to just come and dismantle her was a plus. But I don't know if because she's 25 years old and because Diamond being 30 something, I don't know if maybe Diamond was able to manipulate or infiltrate her senses or whatever. Because, sister, you don't have to fall for this guy. Like you can see from whatever happened last episode, whatever the guy couldn't even like say, okay, she said something about her baby mama to Antenna. So for me, I was like, okay, she did very well, but next season, if she'll be in, she should just up her game. Because with all the drama, we want the drama. For me, I was yearning for the drama and I got the drama. And I think it was very cool. So what do you have to say? Like have you watched it?
So I have not watched it entirely. I have watched excerpts of it. I think I only watched the trailer where Fantana was having a back and forth with the other lady and was saying
Yeah.
if she wanted Diamond, she would get him. And I was like, okay. And I didn't watch the previous season, so I'm not really abreast with the whole show. I don't really know the details of it. However, I think it would be unfair to say that Fantana, being 25 years, can't really think for herself.
She can think
You
for
get it?
herself. But for us watching
Diamond,
TV, we
exactly.
could see clearly that no, really, nah. So for me, I'm like, okay, maybe when it was premiered Saturday, Friday, that's when maybe she will
You know,
maybe watch it and then be like, oh, I fucked up here.
you know what they say about love. I think when someone is really interested in someone or love someone, they kind of like lose their senses. They get it because really, I look at Fantana and I'm like, yo, listen, you're a young lady, you're extremely beautiful.
But Delali, for this one, you can't lose
I
your
don't
sense
see the
like
point
that.
in. I don't know why she's fighting over a man in the first place. I think it's lame. I think it's really lame. For me, there's no way I'd fight over a woman with some other guy. Like, come on, really not my thing. Really not my thing. And it's just women doing. Listen, at the end of the day, it's women doing women stuff. You get it? These same women will come shouting how they are the prize, they are the prize, and so turn around and be fighting each other over a man. Like, come on, guy, come on, pick a side.
Mm,
Really, pick a side. You disrespect yourself like that. You can't denigrate yourself like that. Come on.
mm. But for now, it has turned into a full-blown war because now let me say, on Instagram, they are just giving it to them, like both of them. They are just replying. Someone says one is not a billionaire, one is just a billionaire because they are just sharing billionaires. So like people were like, so you can see on Twitter and you just go to like the East African section, like the feeds, like the search, and you just type in maybe Fantana. And like I think one of the tweets I saw that was funny was when someone was like, Fantana has made me to realize that being a billionaire whilst in like maybe shillings, it's not a billionaire. It's actually maybe a thousandaire or something. Because if I have to like maybe equate it to dollar, it's not a billionaire anyway. So for me, it's very funny. It's very funny, like reading over the tweets and all that. But I think with Peace Hyde, a Ghanaian, like the executive producer, bringing another Ghanaian to it was very, very, very much. I think she made the good, maybe cut, bringing her into it. And so I think next season she should add a few other to it so that it will just square. Because I think the Nigerian in there, I need a BBR. It's not giving us that drama. So I think when Fantana came, Fantana has been able to give us that drama. So I think next season he should just bring a few other tools to match up, and I think the whole show will be like just bomb. Everyone will just because for the other Africans in there, they are just they are so lame. I think they're just saying, and I think when they brought Bonang in, Bonang was about to like maybe cause a little controversy, and for her, she couldn't take the heat, so she just had to just bounce, and like she's out. So let's see what next season. And I think if you guys have not watched, you guys should go and watch it. It's on Netflix. Young, famous, and African. Yeah. So you guys should just go and watch it. And Dali, what else was trending on Twitter?
Okay, so I think the reason I've not even watched it is because I was sharing the Netflix account with someone. It's actually his, so he was sharing it with me, and I think he changed the login. So, and I really didn't see any reason to ask him, so I just let it be. I think that's why I've not been watched it. I'll have to ask him. I don't even want to ask him. I just ask someone else. I just ask someone else because these days.
That's for me. I saw it on when I went to my friends, like his wedding, that wedding thing. Then on the TV, I was like, okay, you see, let me just watch it. Watch it. I think during the engagement, let me just watch it. And I was just watching it. And I was like, okay, but it's okay. So she should just next season, just bring in a few order to it, and they should just kill, blast all of them. I think they don't know it was a. So I was on Twitter and I think now the famous person on Twitter now in Ghana is Bongo Ideas. And I don't know if our listeners know him because he's like, let me say, he's like kind of the Piers Morgan of Ghana. So for him, he just say whatever he wants to say. He's the same person the same person who tweeted that the videos, he's not, he's not very sure. Like he thinks the video is the cause for his own child's death because the day before he showed him how to swim, and as children, they will want to, as long as they've seen water and they know, okay, being in it is fun, they can just, so for him, it was like negligent. Sorry, it was like he doesn't have that kind of money. That's like 200, let me say 200,000. He doesn't have that kind of money. And where is he going to get that money from? And so I think maybe they'll just go, the case will be settled. The judge will just, okay, then just give him like 10K or something. Or maybe, because sometimes, mostly with defamations, when it goes to court, it's either they let you retract and apologize, or they'll just give you a fine. So for me, with whatever, I think it was bullshit for the guy to just take him to court.
No, listen. So
Why no?
listen, I am actually one person who has criticized low ideas so many times. I think the manner in which he goes about some of the things he says, or some of the topics are not the best.
Extreme.
However, I watched someone's show on YouTube where he characterized, sorry, he referred to, he categorized this guy Bongo Idea as the most negative person on GH Twitter.
But for me,
which
I don't
felt
see him as a
was
negative
too
person.
extreme.
It's just his opinion, but it's just that
Exactly my point.
extreme.
Exactly my point. I think some of his opinions are just too extreme and not the best sometimes. However, with the defamation case, I think so. I think what will happen. What will happen is, um, his lawyers or his representatives, because I don't even know if he has the money to get a lawyer. So what he will most likely do is to approach some top industry persons to contact the guy, Kojo Forex. So okay, when they contact him, they'll probably go to court and then tell the judge they have decided to settle the case out of court. Probably come back to apologize, render an apology.
He
on
won't
Twitter.
render an apology.
And then maybe because listen, he will. Hey, listen, this is the defamation suit. He doesn't have such money. You get it. And the thing is, unless he can actually back what he said with evidence,
He said he has
maybe he
evidence.
has evidence.
Yeah.
Then that's it. He should just go ahead with it. But we both know, like, come on, I don't think he has evidence. You get it. Listen, you can look at it from two angles. If if indeed he had evidence, and the guy knew or knows he indeed has evidence, he wouldn't have sued him.
But for me, I think the guy just
You get it?
wants like maybe me for like he wants to just okay put it out like maybe okay I'm the first person to go and sue Bongwale because if we are to see
No,
what wait
he's
wait to if we are to check some of the posts that he's made about people, it's more extreme than what he tweeted about that Kojo Forest guy. But you see that the others, they didn't
so I
even
think the
send him to
difference.
court or anything.
So I think the difference between the culture forex and other issues, other matters, is the fact that this guy is a businessman. You get it, and he deals with people with he wants. You get it. He deals with people who want to invest. Because mind you, what he does is just it's more like an investment thing. You get it. So he needs people to invest in whatever he's doing. You get it. So if something such as this, something such as something defaming like this, is written about him, you come on, you would expect that people would withdraw their funds from him, and that's what he's looking, or he's looking to achieve. Make He's trying to just use the guy as a scapegoat, and also to reassure people who are doing business with him, and people who would in future do business with him, that listen, I'm legit. You get it? So yeah, basically, I think that's what I listen. I don't see this case going to court. This guy will go. I'm sure they'll approach Kojo Forex and settle the case out of court.
Mm, we hope so. So
He
on
doesn't have the money.
course. So
He
do you
doesn't have the
think
money. He doesn't have.
the UEFA Champions League final, Man City will win?
I'm praying they don't.
Why?
I really
Because I
don't
want
want
them
them
to
to win.
win. I want them to win because
Cause I
they have
no, I
to.
don't.
They have
I
to.
don't like them.
Hey, please, I like them. And I'm sure most of our listeners around Africa, everyone will like them because for me, I don't want the other team to win. I don't want the Italian team to win. No.
Actually, listen. I think what's going to happen is the Italian team are probably going to like sweep everything. Oh,
Oh, nah, they won't. I hope they don't. Cause with the UEFA, cause with the UEFA, I think they will. But the Europa, I think
I think
maybe
that's
it
what's going to
will.
happen.
I think the UEFA, Man City will win, but the Europa, they will take it, and the others, let me say the conference or something, they will take it. And for me, one thing that I don't understand is Arsenal, the team Arsenal. Sorry, but I don't know. I don't know if you're an Arsenal fan, but like your team, you know what? Wait, oh, is it that an African juju man has gone to cast a spell on you people? Because where from all this loss? Eh, mm,
So uh, let me tell you, I I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but this whole thing, it looks too fishy.
mm,
It looks too fishy because you look at the players, the coach, the manager selected yesterday, and it just didn't make sense in any way. Like it almost looked as if he was setting up the team for failure.
maybe he's tired. He knows he won't win. He knows he won't win
You know,
the league title.
he's
So he's tired.
tired of what? Listen, at a certain time, we were 8 points clear.
Mm. So yeah, the you were saying something.
So yeah, what I was saying was, it almost feels as if the manager yesterday set up the team to fail. Because listen, you have a left back, you have a natural left back, but then you bench the left back and play a centre back at left back, and then you play Partey at right back, and the tactics almost it's listen. Do you know yesterday I couldn't sleep. I after 12 I was still awake because I couldn't just wrap my head around it. And I was thinking like really, what was really the intention behind it? Honestly, because I told you when you think about it, there's really no wisdom in it. Why would you have a natural left back and then you bench him and then play step back at the left back? And then you play a DM at right back. When you could have easily, even if let's say, if for some reason, because I know we were short of players, some of our players were injured and all that. So you could have just played three centre backs. You could have just played three centre backs and then pushed Partey into the midfield. So at midfield, you could have played Partey, Jorginho, Zaka, and then Odegaard. You get it? The formation looked really, it just looked off. When you knew, and the funny thing is, we all knew that a loss would have handed the trophy to them. You get it? So what do? You do, you go. Really.
Yeah, I can see you are very, very hurt. But you don't worry. Arsenal, I always tell my brother, it's a team that for me I can never support. Because you might have the best players, they might be doing well, but at the last minute they will just disappoint you. So me that I just leave it up to them to just do. That's what I mean. My favorite team in the league has won the league, and we are on to win the Champions League. So I said, guys, this ends the show. So as always, like to end it and by so ending it, to what type of English am I saying? So as we end the show, I'd like to thank you guys for always listening. Just click on the follow app or any podcast app that you are. If you're a new listener, just subscribe and everything. Just feel at home listening to our old episodes, comments on it, give a review, give a star, anything. So from me, Head O, and I think Delali, because we are recording remotely, so I think it's all. Thanks everybody. Thank you to you guys.